Hi, how to act in fear is my post today. Welcome again to my channel. Stella Blaze here with you, and I'm so excited to be discussing this with you because, of course, there is no single person on earth who has never experienced fear or who does not go through that anxiety of being afraid to step out to do something, or you're standing in presence of people to talk or to present, you are scared, or sometimes because you don't know what the next minute, the next day, the next week, next month, next year has in store for you. You're scared, you're afraid. So I'm here to give you some of my points of how to act in fear, and I've written them down so that I do not miss out. Now, the first thing is you identify what is making you have that fear. What is creating that fear? You need to identify it, because sometimes you just see your heart palpitating and you can't really point or place a hand and say this is why. So you need to identify what that fear is. When you identify, you embrace. When you embrace, you know me, I always talk about writing things out, left side, right side. You draw a table, you write out whatever it is that is making you afraid, creating that fear in you. And then by the other side, your solution, what you think your solution can be. Sometimes your solution is to speak up, sometimes is to go and speak to someone, sometimes is to take a particular action. So when you table it out, it's easier. I believe in visuals. When you table out the fear and then the solution, it's easier. So I've given you 3. Identify what your fear is, embrace it. There's no point brushing it under the carpet and pretending it's not there. It is there. You embrace it and then draw a table so that you're able to conquer. And then the 4th one is be real. When I mean be real, whatever makes you scared, whatever you're afraid of, be real, be honest about it. There's no point lying about it. Number 5 is check your thoughts and focus on positives. Again, it will always go back to our thoughts. There's a post I put out there with regards to our thoughts plus our words equals results, equals the results we get. So check your thoughts and make sure it's on positive, because sometimes, well, it's not sometimes, all the time, I would say, well, I've said it was that what we focus on. I actually even demonstrated it when I can't remember when, but I put that post out sometime last year when I said what we focus on is what we grow. What you focus on is more or less you are feeding that, so you feed that and that's what grows. It's like a plant. You have a plant. You have 2 pots of plants of flower, and then whichever one you're taking care of, trimming, pruning, watering, is the one that will feel healthy, look healthy, and will grow. So also is the mind. If you have fear and you keep feeding it, it's going to overtake you. So be real, focus on positives, and be careful what you're thinking. Try not to give it too much attention, especially when you've tabled it out and you know what the fears are, and then you can match it with what you think solution, because every fear has solution to it. Then the 6th one, of course, you can tie in with the 5th one, which is your thoughts, is work on your brain. Of course, you can tie that in. Working on your brain is still you working on your thoughts and making sure you are not paying too much attention to this fear, as long as you've tabled it out and you know what to match with the fear so that you are conquering. And number 7 is take time out to sit down, reflect, and say what can you do. If you don't take time out, certain things will not be sorted out. Sometimes you need time out. When I say take time out, I'm not saying go on holidays or something. You can take time out while still in your home, while still in your house. Take time out. In the office space, you can take time out. You go for a break, go to a quiet place, sit down, reflect, think about everything. What is it in your office that is making you scared? Is it your boss? Is it the people you work with? What is it? Table it out. There's always a solution. There is a solution to every fear we have. Talk about it. There must be 1 or 2 people you can talk about this fear that you have. I mean, there must be. I'll give you an example of myself. What scares me is What can I say scares me? That's surprising, really. I'm not even going to talk about snake, that I'm so scared of snake. So, but let me see something else. What scares me? What scares me is not being able to. Actually, I don't really know what scares me. I don't really know what I'm afraid of. For now, I'll probably come back to it. So yeah, but I'm not saying that there isn't anything that I'm afraid of or that I don't have fear. Yes, a good one is when I go to do presentations, especially to sell my program to different state governors or state governments. I am afraid, not that I'm afraid that I'll mess up, but I'm afraid, I'm usually afraid of the fact that I don't say too much so that my idea is not stolen. Yeah, that's a good one. And how have I been conquering it? I worked out on paper and my slides and eventually my head and, the words, that what I present is explanatory enough that I don't give out everything, how it all works out. Because if you do that, of course, what would be the point of them engaging me? So actually, yeah, that used to be one of the big fears I have. And then I used to be scared of the dark. Even as in my 50s as I am, I still have my my bedside lamp on when I sleep. But recently I've gotten over it, Why was I scared of the dark? Because when I was in uni, I had a weird experience, and then it made me I didn't want to sleep, or I don't want to sleep in the dark. But right now, 2021 from actually 2020, I'm okay about it. So I'm okay in the dark now. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. It used to be that when I turn off the light, somebody would come and want to try to strangle me, or somebody would walk towards, because I had that experience at uni, actually. So yeah, so that used to be one of the fears I had or have, and I've conquered it, I should say. So yeah, that's that. And then yeah, so that is it really. And then minus perfection from whatever it is. So for example, in my own case, when I go to do presentation, initially at the earlier stage, I used to want everything to be perfect, and that would create fear, because you don't know, you're too, you want perfection and you start panicking. Is it okay? So no, that one I worked on it already, because as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing perfect. You don't really get everything 100% in my own world, in Stella Blaze's world, and that's why there's leniency, there's a little bit of laxity in the way people present when they're presenting to me, and I expect, well, that of the people that I go to present to. So yes, that's how to act when you're in fear. So those are the tables you need to, or rather, those are the points you need to note down quietly, silently, at your time. Play these, pause, note them down, so that you know which ones you can apply to the fear you have. Thanks again for joining me, and I look to see you in my next clip. Bye-bye. God bless.